All right, so we're here with part of the staff from the upcoming crime show, the 2nd District, which takes place here in Hartford. I have Mark Manson and Abel Mason, and you actually pretty much came up with this. You're a Hartford police officer, and you linked up with a criminal who's currently in jail. How did that even work out?
I met Felix on the street. You know, he was one of the ones that was out there. We were running to each other.
So you arrested him?
Yeah, several times. And, you know, but not just with him, but with other people that I get involved with, you know, from the street. We talk. And when I'm talking to him, you know, there's a story, you know, because these guys are out on the street and they're hardcore, but there's another side to this. Just like with policing, you know, we're out there. People look at us as, you know, the man or the woman in blue, and that that's all that they see of us. But there's another side to us. And that's what's going to be, you know, depicted in this particular episode, is that other side that's never really told on TV.
Okay, and there's a lot of cop shows out there right now. You know, you have NYPD Blue, you have Law and Order, you have CSI. I mean, what sets this series apart from all the other shows currently on or that have been on?
I think the biggest thing is that it's going to be told by a police officer, and it's going to be told by, you know, people from the street. I don't like using that word criminals, but if I could use it for this particular question, it's going to be told on that side. So it's going to be like the reality side. It's going to be set aside from the Hollywood side to what really goes on within the police department, within the patrol division, within on the streets of Hartford, within the criminal side. What really goes on in there. And I think, you know, like with my wife, she loves those shows, and those shows are good. But I'm like, you know what? It's got to be done better, because it's too Hollywoodish for me. You know, and I talk to a lot of police officers out there. I talk to a lot of guys and girls from the streets of Hartford, and they say the same thing. You know, that side is just not hitting it. And myself, and when I was linked up with Felix, we really studied on how to create the perfect police drama, and I think we did it.
Are you worried it's going to bring the wrong kind of attention to Connecticut?
No, I'm not. I'm not worried at all. I think it's going to bring good attention, good attraction, and that's why I brought Abel here with me, and he can elaborate on that. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be huge for not only the city of Hartford, but it's going to be huge for the state of Connecticut. I mean, we're going to be providing jobs for people here, and that's one of the biggest things, providing jobs, tapping into local talent, you know, because what I see out there, rappers, singers, actors, I'm approached every day, and there's a lot of good, talented people out there, and they're undiscovered. Along with the major star power that we're going to bring in, that Abel's going to be bringing in here, you know, we're going to probably make a few, not even maybe, we are going to make at least 2 or 3 movie stars out of this. So, you know, it's going to bring a positive image. I mean, we have internships with schools. We're going to be working with schools. I mean, there's just so much that's going to go beyond that the city could benefit from, that the state can benefit from, and that the world could see Hartford, Connecticut.
A lot of people view Connecticut as like a state that only has an upper class. You know, we just have infinite amounts of money. Do you think people, outsiders watching this series, are just going to be like, "Oh, that's BS, man. That's not realistic"?
I mean, one of the parts that's our challenge for this show is to bring that element of realness, regardless of where you are. It could be in Greenwich. There's still crime happening in Greenwich. There's still crime happening in, you know, Beverly Hills.
Old ladies get robbed for their groceries every day.
Yeah. But the fact is, I mean, I think that's one of the challenges. But because of who we're implementing in those roles, they'll be able to see that this is a perfect realization of what happens in crime and in you know, cities like Hartford.
So I guess with a show like this, there's a couple ways to go about it. You could either try and syndicate it yourself or get a network involved. What's the current place you're at with pitching this show?
I mean, we pitched it to a lot of majors, and you know, thank God we have a lot of interest, and we're locking down those outlets right now. So we're looking good.
When can we see it on the small screen? Have you set a date yet? Do you have any projected dates?
We have a lot of projected dates, but we're going to keep that open until after the negotiations are done. You know, it'll be soon. It'll be soon. That much I could definitely tell you.
Now, a good portion of this show has been filmed in Connecticut. I think maybe even all of it, right?
Yeah, well, when I did there was a 25-minute piece, because just go back on the question you asked them the first time about Connecticut. When I tried to pitch the show, no one was biting because they thought what you thought, or the question that you asked, it's a rich state, it's this, none of this stuff happens in Hartford. So that's when I decided to say, you know what, let's do a trailer, which it started out at really 2 or 3 minutes, which ended up to be 25 minutes. And we put that together, and then once that was put together, off it went. So just kind of going back on the question that you asked him before, it was hard to pitch, Hartford in the beginning. But once we got the show going and we got that trailer, the 25-minute, we call it the first episode or whatever, we got that out and put the trailer on YouTube, it went wild. You
should have just put them in one of the apartments in Frogs Hollow or something.
yeah, we could have. But, I mean, we filmed like a lot of the office interior shots in Connecticut. The roof scene that you see on the beginning of the 25-minute piece is on the roof of the Hilton Hotel, and I wanted to try to get the skyline in there a little bit. I wanted to show Hartford off. We also filmed in New Britain, who was very receptive to us, and Bloomfield. We filmed there. So we kind of like this particular show is not just going to be filmed in Hartford. We're going to branch out to other areas too. New Haven's mentioned in the script, and we'll be down there, East Hartford. We are even going to go up to Springfield, and we got areas up there that we're going to film. So I want to try to encompass the whole thing and make it more of a statewide type project, or Hartford County area than just a Hartford thing. But we're going to hit it all.
So once this thing takes off, it's huge all over the place. How important is it to you to continue filming in Connecticut and having the lineup of stars in this show from Connecticut?
It's going to continue. This is where we want to be. This is going to be the home of the 2nd District. We want to film it here. We're going to use local talent here, local production here. Of course, we're going to go outside to New York because we do have some LA and some New York people that are going to be coming in. But the majority of it is going to be Connecticut talent, Connecticut people that are in the business that are from here. We got a good spot at Foxwood Casinos. They got involved very big, and we already got the green light to hold auditions when we do that. Hopefully within February, March, we can hold the auditions, and that will be at the Foxwood Casinos. I can say that. That's definitely in stone. They'll be down there. So, from Connecticut all the way down to Foxwoods to around the Hartford County area, we're going to be all over the place.
Now, you're still a police officer in Hartford on the streets. Is this like some kind of conflict of interest for your job?
Not for me. I'm having a good time with it. I mean, it's a hobby of mine, movie making. I always wanted to get into it. I never thought that I would be where I'm at. I believe in producing good action television. And I think, I go to the movies a lot and I watch a lot of TV, and, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I always see where there misses to me. Maybe I'm just too hard or whatever the case may be, but, I sit back and I watch TV. I go to movies and I say, geez, if it just had this. So that's what I learned from when myself and Felix, when we created this show, is that instead of, we want to hit everything right where it's supposed to be. So the people that we got involved with this, we got medical doctors that was going to do the medical scenes, that's going to consult us with the medical side of the show. There's a chief trauma surgeon at St. Francis. I mean, he's on board. I mean, these are the people that we want to talk to and make sure that if any doctors see this, if anyone from the streets that see this, if any cops out there that see this, they're going to say, that's exactly what it's like. And that's what I want to hear.
So if people want to get a role in this TV show, I mean, how do they go about it? Do they have to get arrested by you?
No, they don't. They don't, but I'm looking for that reality. I mean, there's a lot of people when I go out on the street, I'm looking at a lot of people. I look at, who they are, how they act. I'm careful with, especially with the people that we're going to use from the street side. That, I don't want like no Charles Manson, some mass murderers up in here, that we're employing and anything like that. But, we want, we're going to have those people that kind of have that background, but that's what's going to pull that reality into the show on that side of it.
I appreciate you hanging out with me so much. I think you're doing a great thing for the state of Connecticut. And, from what I've seen of the trailer, it looks like it's a home run. So good luck with everything.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Thank you.